Hi, I'm Dee, and you might know me better from my offshore racing adventures. But for this 6-part video series, I'm switching gears and cruising in the beautiful waters of Croatia with the RYA and Sunsail. So let's get started. Croatia's coastline isn't just beautiful, it's ancient. And this week on Cruising in Croatia, I'm stepping ashore to uncover the stories behind these islands. These places may look timeless, but their stories stretch back thousands of years. So let's step off the boat and step into history. Beyond Croatia's striking coastline lie stories centuries in the making. Faced with some changeful weather today, we've made the sensible decision to step off the boat. We're here in Stari Grad on the island of Hvar, exploring some of the history the island has to offer. Ashore, the islands may seem unchanged, but their history runs deep. From Greek settlers and Roman rule to generations of sailors who have carved out a life along this rugged coastline. To help us bring it all to life, we'll be speaking to a local expert who knows the town inside out, uncovering how the past shapes the way people live, sail and explore today. After a short stroll through the old town of Stari Grad, I met up with Vinko at the Unesco heritage site at the Church of St. John to find out more about the island's fantastic history. What makes the island of Hvar and the Croatian islands historically unique?
It's a very nice island because you have 6 facts on UNESCO site. Now we are in Stari Grad Plain. Stari Grad Plain was protected by UNESCO from 2008.
And there's a strong link with UNESCO. There's more protected items of Croatian history, isn't there?
Yes, we are a little island, but we have 6 items on UNESCO site. We have following the cross, Stari Grad Plain, Čipka od Agave from Benedictine monastery.
So the lace making.
The lace making, yes. We have Mediterranean cuisine, Dalmatian songs, klapa, drywall stone also.
And as we walked here, there's a lot of different cultures mixed in the town.
Yes, because you have a continuum in life period from Greek time, from 4th century before Christ to modern our time, 2,400 years.
So we go from the Greeks to the Romans.
Greek, Roman, Croats, Venetian period, Austrian culture and Croatian.
And how significant is the history for tourists here? Is it something that attracts the tourists to come to this island?
For tourists, it's a very good tourist experience to make memories from Stari Grad and other else.
I really hope you're enjoying the trip so far. We've got a lot more coast to cover and some pretty incredible places coming up. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. It's the best way to join the crew and make sure you don't miss out on our next adventure. Croatia's islands have revealed centuries of remarkable history, but beneath their stunning landscapes lies another story. Earlier in the journey on the island of Vis, I met with a local expert to uncover how this once heavily fortified military island has transformed into the peaceful destination it is today. When people come and they come from the water and they've had a good day sailing, maybe the weather changes and they want to stay a day, what surprises them when they come to Vis and they do a little bit of a tour that they didn't expect?
First of all, the beauty. As you saw when you enter in the harbor, you see it's very, very beautiful. For example, with the enters from the church and all of those historical parts which are still untouched, they are not rebuilt or something. But the most of all, they are surprised because a lot of people doesn't know that it was a military island. So we have a lot of those military bunkers. There's a lot of agencies who do those military tours, and when they see that, they say, "Just wow! It can that really can it be that is built on the island of Vis?
And you regarded the island as Swiss cheese to me earlier. Explain why you said that.
That was just a little bit of joke, because we do that on the tours a lot. If we would like cut the island on the half, it would be like Swiss cheese because there's more than 30 kilometers of underground bunkers hidden underground. That is why we make that joke on the tour.
One bit of advice I really recommend is to step off the boat and move away from the town quay, but actually walk inland into the town, into the lanes. That's where the history really comes to life. For example, here in Stari Grad, literally 30 minutes walk, you get to Stari Grad Plains, where history really gets real and you start to understand it when you see it. And it's well worth that little excursion and a chance to stretch your legs. Another thing to bear in mind is the weather. Anything can happen and you don't want to let it stop your day's activities. So come with a jumper, even a jacket. We're on Hvar, which is considered the sunniest island in the Croatian archipelago. And even we had rain this morning, but now it's beautiful sunshine. So be ready for anything. I also really suggest you talk to locals when you get the chance. Pop into the shops. You meet fishermen, you meet winemakers and families that have generations of knowledge that you can't find anywhere online. I was even in a shop today looking at olive oil, and it was the lady's father that produced it. I mean, how lovely is that? But also time your visits. Early in the morning, late in the afternoon. Many of these places will close for siesta. They know how to live the Mediterranean lifestyle. Croatia isn't just one story, it's Greek, Roman, Venetian and more. Understanding who ruled when helps everything make sense, from architecture to food. Many modern sailing routes mirror ancient trade and fishing paths. When you sail between islands, you're often tracing journeys made thousands of years ago. From Greek colonies to silent fishing communities, Croatia's islands are more than just a sailing destination. They're living history. What I did learn today is that early season and late season could be some fabulous sailing, and the benefits are you don't get the crowds. It's easy to get a berth on town quay and you're not crushed with all the volume of boats and the tourists visiting places. But the downside to that is the weather can be a little unpredictable. For example, I woke up this morning to torrential rain and I was like, ugh, I'm not going sailing in that. But I finished the day in beautiful sunshine and I'm anchored in the most peaceful bay. So it really was a day of two halves and everything in between. So come prepared, bring your jacket and be flexible with your plans. I certainly made the most of a difficult day weather-wise, but it ended up being a great day. Sailing may be one of the oldest ways to explore the world, but the way we're doing it is changing. In this episode, we're taking a closer look at the tech that's transforming life at sea. We're finding out what's essential, what's helpful, and what might just take the pressure off when you're out on the water.